Most people assume you need a large backyard to grow meaningful amounts of food, dozens of square feet, multiple raised beds, rows of vegetables stretching across a yard, but that assumption is wrong. 9 square feet, a single 3 by 3 bed, is enough space to feed one person fresh vegetables from late spring through early fall if the layout is designed for output instead of decoration. The key is not cramming as many plants as possible into a small space. It is choosing the right crops, staggering the timing, and using every square foot on a schedule so nothing sits empty and nothing goes to waste. Most small gardens underperform not because they lack space, but because every plant was chosen for variety instead of yield. In this video, I am going to show you exactly how to lay out a 3 by 3 bed that produces continuously for months. Specific crops, specific spacing, and specific timing. And stay to the end, because the replanting move in the front row is what quietly doubles the output of this bed without adding a single extra square foot. The first thing to understand about a 9 square foot bed is that not all crops earn their space equally. In a large garden, you can afford to grow things that take up room for modest output. In 9 square feet, every plant has to justify the space it occupies. The crops that earn their place share 3 qualities. They produce a lot relative to the space they take, they produce over a long window rather than all at once, and they can be harvested repeatedly without removing the entire plant. That eliminates crops like corn, which needs multiple plants to pollinate and produces only 1 or 2 ears per stalk. It eliminates sprawling crops like pumpkins and watermelons, which can take over 10 or more square feet for a single harvest. And it eliminates most root crops that give you 1 harvest and then leave the space empty. What you want instead are continuous producers, vertical growers, and cut-and-come-again crops. That combination is what transforms a small bed from something decorative into something that actually feeds you. I made the mistake of planting one of everything in my first small bed. 1 tomato, 1 cucumber, 1 squash, 1 pepper, and a few herbs squeezed into the corners. By midsummer, the cucumber and squash had taken over the entire bed and nothing else could produce. That season taught me that small space gardening is about discipline, not variety. Fewer crops chosen for output will always outperform a crowded mix chosen for diversity. Here is the exact layout. Divide the 3 by 3 bed into 9 equal squares, each 1 square foot. The back row, the 3 squares farthest from you, is your vertical zone. In the center square, plant 1 indeterminate tomato and train it upward with a sturdy cage or stake. That single plant can produce 15 to 25 pounds of tomatoes across the season under good conditions. That is roughly 60 to 100 medium tomatoes from 1 square foot. In the 2 squares on either side, plant pole beans and give them a trellis or string to climb. Unlike bush beans, which produce once and stop, pole beans produce continuously for 8 to 10 weeks. And they grow upward instead of outward, so they take almost no ground space. Between those vertical growers, tuck 1 basil plant on each side. Basil fills the lower canopy that the tomato and beans leave open, helps disrupt pest scent trails around the tomato, and the more you harvest it by pinching stems, the more it bushes out and produces. 4 plants in the back row, 1 tomato, 2 pole beans, 2 basil, and all of them produce for months without needing to be replaced. The middle row is your stability layer. Plant 1 pepper in the center square. A single bell pepper or hot pepper plant can produce 8 to 15 peppers over the season in a well-maintained bed. On either side, plant compact herbs that you use regularly. Parsley on one side, cilantro or chives on the other. Herbs harvested by cutting grow back repeatedly and provide fresh flavor all season without ever needing to be replanted. These 3 squares produce continuously in the background with almost no maintenance beyond watering and occasional harvesting. The front row is where the system does its real work. This is your rotation zone. Start with lettuce and radishes in early spring, about 4 to 6 weeks before your last frost. Sow lettuce at about 4-inch spacing across all 3 front squares and scatter radish seeds between them. Radishes are ready in 25 to 30 days. Lettuce starts producing cut and come again harvests at about 30 days. You are eating from this row before your tomato has even set its first fruit. When the spring lettuce bolts in early summer, pull everything from the front row and replant immediately. This is the move I mentioned earlier. Direct sow bush beans across all 3 front squares at about 4-inch spacing. Bush beans produce in 50 to 60 days, and they fix nitrogen into the soil while they grow, which feeds the tomato and pepper behind them. When the bush beans finish in late summer, pull them again, add a thin 1/2-inch layer of compost to refresh the soil, and sow 1 more round of lettuce, spinach, or arugula for fall. Plant about 6 to 8 weeks before your first expected fall frost. That front row has now produced 3 separate harvests from the same 3 square feet: spring greens, summer beans, fall greens. That triple rotation is what turns 9 square feet from a simple planter into a reliable food source. Now here is what this bed actually produces over a full season when everything performs reasonably well. The tomato yields roughly 15 to 25 pounds. The pole beans produce around 4 to 6 pounds combined over their 8 to 10 week window. The pepper produces 8 to 15 fruits depending on variety. The herbs provide continuous harvests all season, more basil, parsley, cilantro, and chives than one person typically uses. The front row spring greens supply 4 to 6 weeks of daily salad. The summer bush beans add another 3 to 4 pounds, and the fall greens provide another 4 to 6 weeks of harvest. In total, that comes out to roughly 25 to 40 pounds of food from 9 square feet across one season. That is not decorative gardening. That is a meaningful amount of fresh produce from a space smaller than a kitchen table, but that level of output only works if the soil can support it. In a bed this small, soil quality is critical because you are asking a limited volume of soil to produce continuously for 7 to 8 months. Start with a mix of about 60% topsoil and 40% finished compost. Before each replanting cycle in the front row, add a thin 1/2-inch layer of compost to replace what the previous crop extracted. Without that step, production drops noticeably by the 3rd planting wave. I learned this in my first season running this system. The fall lettuce came in smaller and paler than the spring lettuce from the same soil. The bed had given everything to the summer crops, and there was nothing left for the final round. A 5-minute compost refresh between each transition fixed that completely. Watering needs to be consistent because the soil volume is limited and dries out quickly, especially in full sun or if the bed is raised. Check moisture at 2 to 3 inches deep during summer. A small drip emitter or even hand watering with a gentle stream for 5 minutes in the morning is usually enough. Mulch the surface with an inch of straw or shredded leaves to slow evaporation. In a bed this small, that 1 inch of mulch can noticeably reduce how often you need to water. Along the very front edge of the bed, consider planting a low border of sweet alyssum. It stays under 6 inches, blooms from spring through frost, and attracts beneficial insects like hoverflies. It uses the outer inch most gardeners leave bare and turns the bed into a small ecosystem that helps manage pests without taking up usable growing space. Once everything is established, daily maintenance is minimal. 5 to 10 minutes to check moisture, harvest what is ready, and keep the system moving. There is no constant weeding if the bed is properly mulched. There is no major pest problem if the diversity is doing its job. The system runs quietly and produces consistently without demanding your entire morning. The biggest mistake people make with small beds is treating them like miniature versions of large gardens. They plant one of everything and end up with a crowded space where nothing performs well. This system works because it is selective. Only crops that earn their space. Only crops that produce over a long window. Only crops that fit into a rotation sequence. That discipline is what makes the output surprising. And once you see it working, it changes how you think about gardening entirely. because you realize the limitation was never space, it was structure. A well-designed 9-square-foot system will outperform a poorly planned garden 3 times its size every single season. If you want to scale this up, watch the 4x8 raised bed layout video next. It shows how this exact system expands without losing efficiency. Same 3-zone structure, same rotation logic, bigger footprint, bigger output,